Ryan wasn't at dinner yesterday. When I asked Noe if he was alright, he told me that Ryan had been escorted off the island. Apparently, he'd violated the contract multiple times and had been sending footage of Covenant K to someone else. Noe reminded me gently that all content leaving the island was to be through our new phones, not the old ones. One of the other guests said it had happened before. After all, that was how I'd been invited. 9 guests, 9 influencers to review the K before its grand opening. Noe said a new arrival would fill the space soon. Apparently, one of the couples had been running a giveaway and they could finally announce their winner. He seemed a little annoyed that they'd be arriving before the attended time, but I guess I would be too. There's an incredible amount of work to do, and having to shift guests would be bothersome. My dress arrived this morning. As I thought, it is a truly gorgeous shade of red. It's vivid and eye catching, and I can barely believe the outcome. I can't wait to wear it. It fits in every way I could hope. I feel like I need to get the dress pattern and learn how to sew. With Ryan gone, I decided to go where he'd been last. I hopped into my little cart and headed to the south side of the island. It was simple enough to find the mango grove. The smell was rich and sweet, and don't fight me, but Julie mangoes are my favorite. Needless to say, I picked several mangoes. I was pleased to realize that there was a little wash station nearby. I cleaned the mangoes off and gathered up some of the paper towels from a covered dispenser. Then I settled at a nearby table to feast. They were perfect. There's something about eating mango outside that makes it 10 times better. Biting through the skin, licking the juice off your palms. It's it's such a freeing experience. When I was done, I washed my hands at the station and unraveled a couple of the paper towels to dry my hands. If the ink hadn't smeared across my fingers, I would have missed the note Ryan had scrawled on one of them. Following the directions, I headed into the grove and found a rock near a tree. He'd sketched a little happy face and a Ryan was here on it. Underneath was a micro SD card. I pocketed it and the paper towel. Upon returning to my villa, I stuck the card into my old phone and navigated through it. There was a very short video in which he stated the ways the K's phone works against us: listening, seeing, recording, transmitting. I realized way too late that the phone was sitting right next to me. It was habit to grab it now, something I didn't even need to think of. I hid the micro SD card away and wondered what to do next. There was a number on the paper towel, a friend he'd been contacting and working with to figure out the island. I saved the number into my old phone and tried to work up the courage to hit dial. But what was I supposed to do? Ask if Ryan had made it home? Talk about the flowers that had layers hiding their reality? In the end, I talked myself out of it. I'd call tomorrow. That way, he would have had time to make it home and reach out to his friend. Decision made, I crawled into bed to take a nap. When I woke up, too much time had passed. I'd meant to take a short nap and then head down to the beach, but it was late afternoon now. I took a shower and dressed for dinner. Thoroughly excited, I put on my new dress again. Something about it made me feel real. I don't know, it felt like wrapping myself into a hug. It felt like the moment it was worn should be special. So I changed into something else. It wasn't until I made it to the dining room that I realized that the door of my villa had been unlocked. And after I found the note and the micro SD were both missing. And on my bed sat the contract I'd signed when I'd arrived.